All right, welcome back to part two of Over and Back with Johnny Kinziger from Illinois State, De Pure. We were talking high school. We're on to we finished about all the De Pure guys getting crossed up by Trimble. What do you let's give real quick thoughts on Trimble. Didn't play much
Yeah.
first freshman year.
Mhm.
Do you follow much college basketball at all or no?
Yeah, I do. I do. He's just a fun guy to watch and just a really athletic guard. So I was hoping he was going to play a little bit, but he did play a little bit, but not as much as I was hoping. I feel like he'll have a bigger role though this year.
Yeah, I mean it's if you go to a loaded team, right? It's bound
Yeah.
to happen, but I think we all kind of I was expecting a lot more, but there's a lot that we obviously don't see in the back end. But I'm hoping that he gets to play a ton this year, and because he was
Mhm.
freaking amazing. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know why I just said freaking instead of fucking, but whatever. All right, senior year,
Yeah.
undefeated season. Was that something that you guys talked about?
We didn't really talk about we didn't really talk about it much like in the beginning. We just kind of worried about a game at a time. And I didn't really even think of the undefeated season until like the end. Like, cause I was just thinking about winning each game. But yeah, it was a great accomplishment for our team. We just had so much fun, like every day, and I think that was the thing that made us like such a great team. Like practice was fun.
I mean, it helps having a bunch of D1 basketball players on the team too, Johnny.
That too, yeah, that too, but that too.
Did you guys have? I'm looking at your schedule now. Toughest game that year.
Um,
Jesus, you did have one close one. I thought against
Wisconsin Lutheran was the closest game.
yeah 54-52.
Uh, yeah, we were up big in the beginning. I don't know if you watched that one, but we were
Yes,
up
I
big.
of course I watched it. Yes, you were up huge. I
Like,
thought like this is ridiculous.
yeah, like I thought, and then they came back and they wanted to do a 2-3, or it was either a 3-2 or 2-3, and they slowed us down. But that was our closest game of the year.
I'm looking at other than probably Kettle Moraine in the semis.
Yeah, and Pewaukee was good.
Yeah, what was the
That game, that was
Oh yeah,
like
70-63, yeah.
that game was like the atmosphere for that game was unbelievable.
Yeah. So was it maybe was it junior year you guys lost to Notre Dame? Or no, maybe you beat Notre Dame, but they should have beaten you at the buzzer. Someone missed a layup. Is that
Yeah, Notre Dame at Will hit a buzzer beater at
okay?
our place.
Okay.
There's controversy that like he didn't get it off in time, so that was the deal with that.
Okay. Did a Schwaben beat you guys junior year too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's useless stuff in my head of memories. I don't know why I keep in. I just
No. Yeah. Beating the Schwabnon this year at a Schwabnon was one of my favorite games ever. I think because like they beat us, like the second time they played them last year. So yeah, that was the second time, and Marcus had like 40 on us. So like we all just wanted that revenge game so bad.
yeah.
Actually, that was the first. I can't remember if that was the first or second time. I think it was actually the first, but like it was at their place. So when we went into their place again, we just wanted to beat them so bad, and we smacked them.
I was gonna I talked to Winchester over the summer. He said he'd come on the podcast because I'm gonna have some coaches on.
Yeah,
I don't know him from anything. Like I've never met him. Obviously, he's coached you for 4 years, whatever. But this question I was going to ask him if I ever do have him on. I'll ask you this: Is it tough? And it'll be two different perspectives because he's the coach and you're the players. Was it tough for you guys to like get up for each game your senior year, like because you guys are just throttling everyone? Um,
yeah,
was it hard to get like stay motivated and be like, all right, here we go, another 30 or 40 point win? Like, was that tough for you guys at all? Anything you guys ever talked about? Like, stay ready,
yeah. We always said like even like when we played the bad teams, like the coaches would always emphasize like not looking past anyone. Like I don't even know how many times I heard like don't look past these guys. This is their Super Bowl. So we just like we had fun when we were blowing teams out. We would like that it was fun because we'd be able to throw lobs off the backboard or, just run up the score, which is always fun.
Make people hate to peer even more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, you can be responsible for that. You can be proud that you are basically the
Yeah.
ground floor of making people hate to peer. That's good.
We just wanted to make it fun. Yeah.
A good legacy to have. Um, so Kettle Moraine, were you ever worried in the Kettle Moraine game? Because it was tight. Like that was, you can get caught. Like Pewaukee almost got caught against the Schwaben on
hmm
Milan's junior year. Um, did you ever get worried during that game? Like this, we got to get some space here.
Yeah. It was much. I mean, it was a close game. I don't really know what was. We just couldn't put the ball. We couldn't score at all, and I never like was worried though. Like I never was worried that we were gonna lose, but it was kind of concerning that. But like I was never like worried if that makes sense.
Sure.
I don't know, but yeah, that was a rough game. They kind of I don't know if it was just like the moment, like the atmosphere or what it was, but yeah, that was a rough one for us.
So that was the only time you were at Kohl Center then, right? For
Yeah, they played really hard. Like they played so hard and
yeah.
they
And
made shots.
they'll be good this year.
Yeah, uh-huh.
How nervous were you for state?
Mm, I was a little nervous.
Was that
I
is that
was
the biggest venue you've played in?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
hmm
I forgot to ask how many points do you remember how many points you averaged senior year?
19.8.
You're off like by a point in all of these. I have 18.8
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
on on 11.4 shots.
Yeah. I
Oh,
didn't shoot much. Yeah.
that's ridiculous. I think you average like 45% from three if you combine all your years together.
Oh, really?
Well, you were 42.2, 45.3, 46.2, and then 44,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous. That I guess that makes you a combo guard.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm listed at. Yeah.
Are you listed at combo guard?
I was back in high school.
Yeah.
I was a combo, but I think I'm just strictly point guard now, I think.
Do you I hesitated to ask this. I actually texted your dad. He never responded.
Mm.
Because I brought it up on a podcast before and I've talked to your dad about it. I think maybe you and I have even talked about it. What what goes through your mind when people talk about your size? Because you're not big, right? Like we all it's
Yeah.
do you give
hmm
a shit? Is
I
it
don't
like
really care. I
motivation?
mean, I don't like it depends like I don't really care what they have to say about me really because at the end of the day, I know like what I can do.
Yeah.
So I just really don't care what they have to say about it. Like I walk into the gym, like especially in AU, and everyone's like, "Well, Who's this guy?"
Yeah.
You get that look. You get that look all the time, and
Yep.
I just love it because then we go out there and then we kill them.
I've
So
yeah, I mean, I don't again, I know you listen to the podcast. I don't know if you listen to that specific. I don't even remember when I said it because we've had like I'll have conversations with people about like, and I won't name names, but like comparing you to other players in the area and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm done with anyone using his size as an excuse because like
yeah,
it doesn't fucking matter. Like I
yeah.
don't give a shit. You play what are you listed at anyways?
I'm 5'11".
How
That's like my height.
are you okay? I was just
Yeah,
asking how tall are you? Because everyone
yeah.
has their little
Well, they measure it here, so
okay.
you know, yeah,
I remember just a quick tangent. I remember like measuring Jameson senior year, and he was like 5'11 and 3/4, and then with shoes he was like, or with shoes he was like 6 feet and like 3/4. He's like, "Yep, I'm 6'1". I'm listening to
yeah,
myself 6'1", and I'm like, I don't
yeah.
give a shit, dude. Like whatever. So that's it. But anyways, back to you. Like I'm just like I'm done with it. Like I've seen you
Yeah.
play against so many people, so many different size kids. Like I don't give a shit what you are. Like it's just a matter of how much you can, how well you can play. So
hmm
um let's transition into that, into kind of a backwards, because it's a size thing, right? You walk into an AU gym and you're like, who's this kid?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the game against Bronny James.
hmm
Is that your most fun game ever?
Yeah, that has to be.
So
It was like my mom. So Zach was. I'll just a quick. But Zach was playing like a game before with. He was playing with the 16 team at the time, and my mom couldn't even go watch that game because you had to get there like 2 games ahead of time if you wanted to see it.
Yeah.
So she had to go sit in there, and it was just I was a little nervous. Like that was probably the most nervous I've ever
Yep.
been, like for a game,
Yep.
because there's like back doors and you see LeBron walk in, and it's just like this is real, and it was pretty crazy.
So I believe it was live stream. I think I watched most of it or part of it. How much did you get matched up with Bronny
We were the matchup the whole
the
game,
whole
pretty
time?
much.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking. Um, any any conversations with him as you guys were like playing and stuff like that? Is that the first time you met him or played against him or saw him
I
at
played
all?
him. No, I played him earlier we played him earlier that year,
Okay.
and um, I actually had a good game again that one, but we smoked them. Like we won by 20 plus. So, um, but I've had like he's not like I've been knocked down a few times. He helped me up. He said like you good, like that type of stuff, but like not like real conversation. But like he seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah. Do you remember your stat line from that last game? Because it was something crazy, I think.
Yeah, it was 25 points, 10 rebound. It was either 10 rebounds, 9 assists, or 10 assists, 9 rebounds. I can't
Okay.
remember,
Did
but yeah,
did you get, which is just, I mean, it's just to do it on that stage, like you said, you were like probably the most nervous you've ever been. There's tons of people.
yeah.
How many college coaches were there?
It was like it was a whole like sideline, and then behind them too. So I can't even tell you, but like a whole sideline of chairs, and then a whole sideline standing up right behind them too.
I can't remember. Were you committed to Illinois State at this point or no?
Yeah, yeah, I committed, but then
Okay. Did you meet LeBron at all or no?
no, I never got to. I wish he would have came like through the handshake line and
Right?
stuff.
You guys won
But
that game, didn't you or no?
yeah,
Yeah.
in
Okay.
overtime.
That's right. Okay. It's really cool. It's just really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
like Chris Paul was there too. Just it was cool. It was a cool experience.
um, did your did your dad show you the clip that I sent you when it was Dockish talking about you guys, talking about you on the TBT?
I don't think so.
So Dockich is this his son coaches at Illinois State? Dan Dockich, you know Dan.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it his son that
uh-huh,
coaches there?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He was doing a TBT announcement and he was talking I sent it to your dad. I said, show Johnny this, obviously.
Actually, yeah, I do. He did
Okay.
show me it. Yeah,
That's like stuff like that's like pretty cool, right? I mean, like,
yeah, that is cool. That
um,
yeah, getting that mention and stuff. That's cool.
I think it was funny because he said that you were the leading scorer in the state of Wisconsin history. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I
so
don't
that
think
didn't
that's
make.
I don't think that's the case. Did I miss something?
No, yeah,
I'm like pulling up all these your stats. Like, I don't think he's in the 3000s, is he?
no.
Um, who is who's the best player you've ever maybe two questions. Who's the best player you've ever played against in high school? Let's go there. Let's start with high school. Who's the best player you ever had, like the toughest player you've ever had to guard, I guess, in high school?
Yeah, ooh,
And then we actually go
probably
fast too, because like you could say Milan, but you're never guarding Milan. So
no. Yeah, I'd say Pav just because that one game. We threw different guys at him. Like I didn't start on him. It
yeah,
went like Gabe, Zach, and then I ended up guarding him some of the second half.
yep.
But like he's just so quick. Like so it's probably him. And then I ended up matching up with Nick
Oh,
Janowski
yeah.
for like the second half and like in transition. And his like he's not like crazy athletic, but he's just so smart and his footwork is like it's so tough. And he's like built strong.
So somewhat similar, but kind of different. Who are the best players that you think you've ever played against?
Mm.
There's probably
Um
two names that come to mind first, but it's Milan and Khan. But
yeah, yeah, those two. Um and then like AU wise or high school wise,
yeah, then
just
I'll
in
say that you can do both. I was going to say we did high school, but I was going to go into AAU then.
well yeah, well for it was Milan Khan, Seth, but Seth didn't do much against us, but he's just a great player. Um and then AU, Justin Edwards, he goes to Kentucky.
Okay.
Like he was legit against us. We ended up beating his team, but he actually dunked on Milan that
Oh,
game. I let him know about that. I let him know about that one. Um, and then Bronny was a good one. Um, I have it right here. Let me. Aaron Bradshaw. He's like the 7 foot guy who's also at Kentucky, and his teammate who's an AU teammate who plays at Indiana now. So I played a lot of good guys. That with Aaron Bradshaw, their point guard is uh what's his name? I can't remember, but he's at Kentucky now. But he actually was out for our game when we played his AU team. But I wish we got to play him because he's like the top ranked point guard in the nation at the time.
I don't remember because it's God. Isn't that weird that your AAU season was like it was over a year ago. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Because you just graduated. But how did you guys finish in Peach Jam anyways? I don't even remember.
we ended up we didn't make the Peach Jam like actual tournament, but we ended up going like 7-1 in the bottom tier, like the bottom half.
Okay.
So yeah, we ended 7-1 in that part, which was good for us. We needed that.
Yeah. Um, let me see what else I have. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask this. When was how old were you? Like, I'm assuming it was high school sometime, but when did you get your first like recruitment call from like a D1 school? Like, hey, we're kind of interested.
Yeah, it was that like the first thing was like from Toledo back. It was like freshman. It was like after my freshman season.
Okay.
Um, so they kind of called me, and I got an offer really fast from them. Um, and then it like kind of cooled down for a while with COVID and that type of thing. And then it kind of started to pick up again a little later, like junior year. But there's like I don't know, I didn't have like crazy amount,
Yeah.
but it was a decent like I was getting contact from probably like 15 schools at the time, my junior year.
So tell me about when did Illinois State come in and kind of like how that process went through and like what you thought, obviously you ended up at Illinois State for a reason. So, and I talked to your dad a little bit about it. I remember like last year, but I've never actually talked to you about it, which is half the stuff we've talked about tonight, we've already talked about, but like,
Yeah,
I've never talked to you about how you're like kind of the whole time frame went with Illinois State and like what you loved about it and why you're there.
yeah. Illinois State was really late. Like it was the AU season like that I committed. Um, Coach Dockage, he he didn't know anything like about me, but he came to one of our tournaments in Indiana, UIBL, and he really liked me. So he marked me down on his list, and we started talking a little bit. And then I went to take a visit there like a few months, maybe a month later, and they gave me the offer. And I just really liked the coaches. Like I love them a ton, and just the area. It was like a great area and stuff. So I just thought about it for a while, like it's just a decision I had to make. Like it was tough because like I didn't know if I wanted to wait longer
Yeah.
or commit, but like because I loved it so much, like so I just thought to myself, where else would I rather play? And like I'm saying realistically.
Right.
So it just made sense. Like I loved it. Like why would I not go there if I loved it so much? So then I ended up committing early, like probably a month or two, probably a month later again. And then I got to play. I played the rest of the AU season, just like stress free, without worrying about any of that stuff.
Do you get, I'm sure you do, and you don't have to name schools because it's kind of like one of those unwritten rules or whatever, but do you still get like a bunch of teams, like schools sniffing around like, hey, if you're not happy about it, if you're not, you want to go back and do,
Yeah, I had a few after the UIBL thing,
yeah.
the Peach Jam, but it wasn't crazy like that. But because I played really good at the Peach Jam tournament with Bronny, so
Oh
I got
yeah.
a
I
little
mean,
bit.
that's why I asked, like, if you could, like, I mean, you, I would have, I mean, you had committed at that point, but yeah, I mean, you put up a game like that in front of that many
Hmm.
coaches, like you figure something happened,
Yeah,
you committed, so it's irrelevant, but yeah, that's kind of why I asked.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it wasn't too big. So, but it was a fun I love like it was a good process. Like, but at times like I was happy when I was done. Like, I knew I made the right decision, and so far this summer I've realized I made the right decision.
Um, I had a, I had a question written. I changed it because it's funny. One of my buddies, I said, I was just telling him that I was having you on tonight. I'm like, if you got any questions for him, let me know. And he
Mm,
sent me one that was similar to what I have on there on the agenda I sent you. So he's like, ask him what the difference is between his high school workout, like preseason high school workouts are, and it's a little bit different now because you're coming back from an injury, so you haven't really like been full into the college ones, but you're there, you can see it. How
Oh
much
yeah,
different
yeah,
it is from high school to college, like preseason like workouts?
yeah. It's it's different, but it's not like crazy different. Like for our high school, back like before my senior year, we had lift we would lift at like 5:45 Monday through Thursday. Um, so we'd lift and then we do like a skill workout after on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that would be like, and then that's like what our team would do.
Yeah.
But then I would personally go. I was a big Synergy guy, Synergy Sports. Have you ever heard of it? Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So I'd have a athletic trainer over there who I do like agility and jumping workout with.
Yep.
So so in the summer I'd do that stuff, and then I'd have lessons at the driveway occasionally,
Yep.
like shooting and that type of stuff. But then so it was a lot in the high school too, but in college it's this week especially, it's called boot camp week.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just a grind week. Um, we start at 7, so I'm up at 5:45 usually. Um, we start with like 45 minutes of straight like defensive. It's like jump roping, defensive stations, and then conditioning, and then we get like a 30-minute break, and then we go an hour and a half practice usually, and then a lift right after. So this week, like we're kind of building up now because season's coming, so we're trying to get into even more shape. But like in the beginning of the summer, it was like it all depended on like the times and stuff, but it was just like either a skills workout, or a practice, and then a lift in the day, and then the rest was on me. When I was feeling healthy,
Yeah.
I'd add shooting into that every day.
Okay. So if
So you,
you take out your synergy and your workouts with Harry,
mm,
obviously there's a huge gap between high school and college. I think, well, this is my buddy,
yeah,
just because he's like, I don't think kids understand like when what they did in high school is completely different than what they're doing now in college.
yeah, it's just so much more intense too.
Yeah.
Like in high school, you could wake up, roll right out of bed, just
Yeah.
go there and like like have no energy, you know. But here, like there's a standard, like the energy you have to talk. It's different than college for sure.
Um, I mean, you've played against as many amazing players as you can probably play against at this point in your life. But you get to Illinois State and you obviously know your teammates and you're just like, do you ever just kind of sit back and be like, all right, this is different than high school. Like all these guys are like top of the top, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like all these guys are top athletes, top shooters. You know, just the coaches always remind me because, like, it was hard with the injury, but they'd always remind me that this could be a good thing. You can see, like, before actually jumping into the scrimmage, you can see what's going on,
Sure.
kind of get a feel for it. So that's what I tried really hard to do this summer is just like get to know everyone's game.
Yeah.
So when I'm ready to go, I can go. And it's just crazy. Like, there's no weak links.
Yeah.
Like there's everyone is good at doing their job.
Um, Tough question. Do you know what your role is going to be this year yet? I know it's really, really early and you're a freshman, but
Yeah, I don't. It's just I probably would have a better understanding if I was able to play this summer,
right, right.
but I just haven't had the chance to scrimmage with the guys at all. So I can tell you that.
Okay. Um, One thing I wanted to touch on too, which was on here. Did you, which was kind of going back to like AU and stuff like that, rankings.
Mm.
Did you ever look at rankings like in high school, like from Flood and Miller and those guys? Did you ever care?
I'd like Nah, like when I saw the Twitter post, I clicked on it and I'd look at it, but
Yeah.
like it wasn't a big deal to me. No, no,
You guys,
I didn't.
players in the team talk about it at all? Like, look at this shit.
Some,
Look who this guy's way too
you
high.
know,
This guy's too
yeah,
low.
the team would sometimes thought like be like this is ridiculous or
Yeah.
like some comments like that.
Yeah.
But we didn't. It was like right when they came out, and then after we looked at it, it was just like no big deal.
Yeah.
You know?
I've always had Flood on I didn't do it this year. It's like a weird transition year for me, but like I normally have them on the last 2 years just about rankings and stuff like that. And just
Yeah,
it's it's so hard because they matter, but they don't matter. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, and if there's enough of it, I've heard stories. I've talked about this one kid. I'm not going to name his name. We all know who he is, who's gotten a bunch of hype from his dad. And he ended up with a scholarship, by the way. Let's just say he ended up with a D1 scholarship. Okay. So kudos to the father. But like, I remember hearing a story where a coach from somewhere messages someone else and's like, should I be offering this kid? Like, am I missing something? He's got all these offers? And it's like, well, no, he doesn't. But it's just this train of, snowball effect of like, it's bullshit. They're all lies. But he ended up getting a D1 scholarship. Which is,
yeah.
That just drives me nuts. But kudos to the great Dad of the Year award. Dad of the Year award to get your kid a scholarship. You saved yourself some money for 1 year.
Yeah.
What are we thinking DePere's gonna run it back undefeated?
I think so. I think they have a good chance.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. I think they got all the pieces again. I mean,
take
you're
out
losing some.
Take out Will and Zach. Who are the next? Who's gonna step up?
I think Price Gregory is going to step up.
Price. I love Price.
He's going to get so much more like recognition this year, and like people are going to know like he's kind of just been in it. Like he's played with guys who are going D1 and that, so he's kind of just been in the shadow of like us. So I'm happy for him this year.
Yeah,
I know he's going to like step up and play a big part with the team.
Yeah.
And some other guys who also. So we have those three. Colin Wicker, I think he'll step up big for them this year. Ben Williamhans.
Yes, Ben. He's been hurt too long, man.
Yeah, I know. But he's gonna step up too. So I think they're gonna have all the right pieces again I mean, I think they're gonna go undefeated.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I'm assuming do they play Pewaukee? I don't even know. Well, Pewaukee will be good. Just, I mean, they have Nick, so
they play Wisconsin Lutheran.
Yeah. Lutheran. All right. So DePere is going to win it all. Okay. I figured that would be Zach said the same thing. Sorry, Zach, to call you out there. If I asked Zach at your grad party, I'm like, are we going to go undefeated again? He's like, I think we can. Yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
You have to think that, right? Especially, I mean, you lost enough. You lost a lot, but you guys were so loaded. It's ridiculous. So,
yeah.
What's the conference look like? Not to get you in trouble if you want to talk. You don't have to talk shit about any teams. Bayport's down. Bayport's down, right?
Yeah. Bayport's down. Notre Dame is down. Sheboygan North is going to be solid. I think it's going to be DePere, Sheboygan North, and then Schwabenau.
Schwabenau's always frisky, right? They're always, no matter what.
Yeah, they could go too. It could be. I think Sheboygan North and Schwabenau are always fighting for like the next spot.
Yeah.
So I think those two are gonna be top, and then the rest is just gonna be, I don't even know. Manitowoc's gonna be down big time. Manitowoc was tough last year. They had like all the solid guys, but they're losing them all. So.
And so we got high school covered. As far as how about you guys, your team and your conference? I don't know the ins and outs of you as well as you guys do, as you do. So what's the for you guys and for the conference, I guess?
I think we're in the middle of the pack right now as in the preseason rankings. UNI is ranked to win it, is projected to win it all. They just have all their guys coming back, tough point guard, and Drake's going to be good. So I don't really know much about the conference either at this point. I haven't really dug deep into that, but I just know we did not have Illinois State did not have the best season last year in conference.
Yeah.
So that's one of our main goals is to compete and win the conference, obviously. But
so I didn't know Drake's in your conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you know Bennett went there?
Really?
Yeah. Like Bennett was awesome at Holy Cross. Agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah. He decided he went to Drake. He preferred walk on.
Really?
No announcement, no nothing. I found out, like I texted his dad and I didn't get a response, whatever. And I found out he had a Facebook post from dropping him off at college. I'm like, all right, he went to Drake. Go to his Twitter page. No mention of it.
Wow.
Nothing. Yeah. So you get
I
to
did
see
not
Bennett,
know
you'll
that.
get to see Bennett this year.
Yeah, well, that would be good. That would be
Yeah,
good.
that's awesome. I was so happy to hear that he went to Drake because he is so long and so
Yeah,
athletic, and he's just I mean he's gonna be in the right spot to put on the weight, and I think in a couple of years he'll be incredible.
yeah,
Who are some of the top teams that like I'm assuming it'll be non-conference, but any good non-conference teams you play?
yeah. We have Kentucky. We
Yeah.
got Kentucky. I
Okay.
know.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm so excited, man.
What's the date on that?
It's December 29th.
At Kentucky?
Yeah,
That's even better.
I'm so excited for
That's
that.
awesome. I
That's
That's incredible. Hopefully it's televised on something I'll watch. Obviously I'll watch. I'm going to watch as many games as I can of you obviously this year. So,
yeah.
all right.
But
Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
nothing else really stands out as far as teams, but
Yeah.
Kentucky's up there. Yeah.
Um, did you like my last agenda piece, the cliche part of the podcast?
Yeah.
I'm like, what can I ask you that's like totally cliche, like rapid fire stuff?
Yeah.
Do you play 2K?
I don't play it like I don't build my own guy. I
Okay.
play like if like I'll play against teammates, but
Okay.
I won't play like I won't have my own builds, make my own guy, like that stuff. I'm not a huge video game guy, so I don't do
Well, you
that.
got obviously you're busy, but
Yeah.
okay. Well, then you can't
I
help me.
never
I need a new guy for build, so because I'm playing.
Oh, you're playing.
Yeah, I
Did you get
got so
2K?
like
You got 24?
yeah. So during COVID,
Yeah.
I got it, and we sat and just all of us in the house played against each other. You know what I mean? So I playing with Kate,
Yeah.
my buddy Evan, and then Caden was like, "Dad, you should get 2K. You should get an Xbox and get 2K this year." And I'm like, "Let's do it." So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm in. I'm not good at it. I cannot shoot.
No.
No. Um,
It takes a little time.
it's so hard. And I'm old. So what what was your favorite college growing up?
I always
All eyes.
cheered like I was always a Wisconsin fan.
Yeah, that's my figured.
But like obviously, but like besides that, like I always cheered for Duke.
All
I
right.
always
All
cheered.
right. Now we have something in common. Good.
I love Duke growing up. I just always cheered for them. It was Wisconsin and then Duke.
I like you even more, Johnny.
Yeah.
You would probably know my favorite player is JJ Redick, if you didn't know that.
Really? I didn't know.
My dog's name is Redick.
Why do you like him so much? Just the way he plays or yeah.
So I never played anywhere basketball wise, but I still play basketball, like, and I really the only thing I can do decently is shoot. So he was just like,
Hmm.
that's like who I would if I could just shoot like anyone is JJ Redick.
Yeah.
Like if someone said to you, who is the one person on earth you could meet in your life, like it's not Michael Jordan to me, it's not LeBron James to me,
Really?
it's JJ Redick. That is the easiest
Wow.
answer of all. Yeah.
Solid.
Um, is it an easy? Is the Bucks the easy answer? Do you have a favorite NBA team? Is it the Bucks or no?
Yeah, it's Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm assuming you're a Packers fan.
Yep. I'm a big hometown sports fan. Yeah.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Thoughts after Sunday?
You know, it was great to it's always great to beat the Bears,
Yeah.
especially when I'm here in Illinois. Like I went to the dining hall at night just with all my Packers stuff on. Just had to show it off a little bit, but I mean, it's hard to tell. It's the Bears, so you can't really tell off of
Yeah.
them. It's good to see Jordan Love throw for a few touchdowns, though.
Yes, it's a good sign for sure for the rest of the year. Hopefully, Aaron
Hmm.
Jones is okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I missed this one. Who's your favorite basketball player?
Oh,
So here's the same
it,
question. If you could meet any basketball player in the world, who would be your favorite basketball
yeah.
player?
It would be Steph Curry.
Oh my God, I hate Steph
I
Curry.
know, I know. Why do you hate him?
I hate the damn mouth guard.
Oh yeah.
But this is another Nina thing. It's a jealousy thing, right? So he beats teams that I like. Like I'm a
Hmm.
LeBron guy, and like it's always like, oh, Steph's got more rings and all this stuff. Like I just don't. And then the mouth guard things puts me over the end. I hate it.
Yeah.
I always have. It's not. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I know he's whatever. I have my
Hmm.
reasons. And then the last question I had. I don't even know what kind of music I know what most. I mean, I can probably guess what kind of music you listen to, just because all the kids your age, kind of listen to the same stuff for the most part.
Yeah.
So type of music, what kind of like any kind of favorite songs that you're listening to now?
Um, I'm a big Drake guy. that's probably my favorite artist. But I don't really listen to like specific songs. Like I wouldn't say I have like a top song. So I just kind of go through the playlists that I make, and it's a lot of Drake. It's just when I do listen, like it really depends on the occasion. Like when I'm playing basketball, I'll listen to rap. But like I like country music. I like
I hate country music.
You're not a country guy.
I hate it.
So I'll listen to country music, but I'd say Drake's my favorite artist.
Okay. I feel like Drake's come back. He's been around for so long. I feel like he's come back around. Like, I keep tabs kind of on what my kids listen to because I
Mhm.
like the same kind of music. Like I like listening to the same music that my kids listening to. And I feel like whenever Caden and I snap every day, like he goes to work, he snaps me, whatever. And he's always got Drake playing in the background. It seems like,
Yeah.
you know, but it's always, my proudest dad moment is that like I'll send Caden songs, and if I hear him playing in the background, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. I actually kind of know my.
Yeah.
So okay, I think that's all I have on the agenda. Do you have anything that you want to
Oh, thanks for
that
having
we
me.
didn't talk about? This is your time to talk about yourself and not feel like weird doing it because you're on a podcast.
Oh, yeah. No, this was a good time. I appreciate you having me on here.
Hopefully you can come on again sometime. Well, maybe after the season we'll have you on.
Yeah, sounds great to me.
When are you not back home till Thanksgiving now or what?
Christmas now.
Oh, Christmas.
Yeah.
And you probably
I'll
get
come,
what, 2 days off?
we get 3 days off. And then, because then we got to go to Kentucky
Yeah,
the 29th. So,
that's awesome.
yeah, yeah, I'm
All right.
excited for that.
I'm excited too. I'm excited for your season. It's good to I appreciate so much you coming on, man. It's means a lot to me.
Yeah, no problem.
Having
It's
on
always
here.
fun.
Let's plan on talking after the season. I won't have you on during the season. I don't want to talk. I don't want to distract you.
Yeah,
Let's plan on talking after the season, maybe after DePere wins another title.
that sounds great to me.
So, all right, take care, man.
All
We'll
right.
keep in touch. We'll talk if whatever if I need to.
Sounds good. Yep.
All
All
right,
right.
good luck with everything, man.
We'll see it.
All right, thanks, Johnny.